Hello, my name is Dwayne McClary. I'm an instructor here in Rochester, New York, Local 276. Our objective today is demonstrate the ability to install top and bottom track. We're going to implement something that we call I do, we do, and you do. I do. I would demonstrate how to do it. So that'll be me showing you guys hands-on how to do it. Then we do. Then we'll be doing it together. So that means that I'm going to go there and do it hands-on, but I'm going to have you guys help me do it. Then you do. That means that you will show me what you learned, right? By you doing it by yourself. Then here, I added that to it because I will be here every step of the way. All right. Before we get started, guys, it's very, very important, which we always implement no matter what we do on a job site or here on a training center. Before we touch anything, we want to make sure that we are safe. So I'm going to put my hard hat on, my safety glasses, and very, very important, gloves. Anytime we want to deal with metal or anything cutting or anything like that, we want to make sure that we protect our hands. These are cut-proof gloves. All right. And I'm going to put my tool belt on. So let's get started. First thing is, let me show you what exactly top and bottom track is. This right here is bottom track. It goes on the bottom of the framing. This right here is top track. It goes up in the air. This is what we call deflection track. As you can see, it's thicker than the bottom track. Reason being is something called deflection, right? And this is also slotted. Has these holes in here. So when we cut our studs are going to be 3/4 inch to a 1/2 inch smaller than the whole distance from the bottom track to the top track for deflection, right? And we use these slots to screw our screws in so it can be worked independently of each other. How you cut top and bottom track is easy. You measure out, you take your framing square, like so, you put a mark on it with, of course, permanent marker. Like so. You take your 10 snips, you cut here, you cut here, then you bend it. As you're cutting, right, you want to make sure you put enough force on it to lift it up in order to do what we call a half moon. Okay? We cut the bottom track and top track exactly the same. Also, for much thicker gauges of top track and bottom track or studs, we use something we call a chop saw. So, to speed along this process, I already laid down my top and bottom track. We're going to talk about something we call mirroring each other. Wherever you do to the bottom track, you have to do to the top track. So what I did was I cut a notch into the trap because we want something we call closed corner, right? Came over here, I put it on top of each other. Then I also cut a little bit further, almost 3/4, because that's for drywall. Come here, we cut. And so, then of course, we lay our track down on the ground. And then we make a corner, which I call a closed corner, like so, with it. All right. To speed the process in for demonstration purposes, I already went and I laid down the bottom track. Now I'm going to cut the top track exactly like the bottom track. We call mirroring each other. So wherever I cut the slot in on the bottom track, I got to do the same thing for the top track. On this side right here, I cut the slot in on this side right here. And guys, you can also always put your top track on top of your bottom track to make it easier. Put it so like this. I know that I cut my notch right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut another notch right here for my top track. So I'm going to put it on top of here like so, and also put my other top piece of track that I cut right here like so. So it's mirroring each other. So wherever I do to the top, I do to the bottom. So where my thumb placement is right here, where my pointer finger, my index, middle finger, my pinky is all in the same spot, right? If you do it like this, opposite way, you're going to have some issues. So we also do to help us out is that we have a laser that we shoot up. For those who doesn't know what a laser is, this is a laser. This helps you get plumb marks, which is vertical, straight up and down. It also helps you get level lines, which is horizontal, straight across. So but for this purposes, we're going to use the plumb feature. So I already squared the track at the bottom. I'm going to set my laser up to where it's square on my framing right here, so I can put it up in the air. All right, it's squared in my framing right there. So I'm going to utilize something that we have called a baker, which is this scaffold platform right here. Very, very important about this platform is that we always want to be safe. So first thing we do is that we're going to check the baker to make sure that all the wheels lock and roll. Also going to check the platform to make sure that there's no cuts or anything like that. That'll be devastating to us if we fall through. Also, we're going to check to make sure that these spring-loaded locks right here for the platform are in place. They're engaged. Also, it's very, very important to always bring our baker where our work is at. So I'm going to bring my baker over here, my work is at. I'm going to lock the wheels as so. I am also going to put my first piece of top track on the baker. That'll be out of the way for now. Also, very important how you get on a baker, okay? So we use like something we call up and over. We don't never go on the side of the baker while we're going up in the air. So we climb the side of the rail and we go up and over it for our safety. The reason why we don't climb the side because it could tilt, okay? Now, we're gonna put the top track up. So laser lever helps me keep it plumb, so it tells me exactly where my line stops and starts for my laser. So my line stops and starts right there. I'm gonna put my first screw up. Then I'm gonna put my second screw right here. Very, very, very important, guys. You gotta realize what side of the line of the stud or track that you're on at the bottom so you can make sure you duplicate it up top. I'm going to put my other screw in right here. All right. Now, I'm going to get down, same thing, up and over the baker. I'm going to unlock my wheels. I'm going to bring my baker where the work is. Now I'm going to put up my second piece of track, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure I lock all my wheels on the baker. I'm going to bring up my second piece of metal. I'm going to go up and over. Again, I'm going to find my laser line on here. I'm going to take my piece of track. I'm going to put it where it needs to go on the laser line. I'm going to mirror the bottom, like I said, to the top. I'm going to put my line on my laser line. Now, we're set up to receive the studs. Okay? Very, very important, guys, that we always make sure that we mirror the bottom and the top. It makes framing a lot easier when we're framing. Also, again, up and over on the baker. Slowly come down. So, as you guys can see, I showed you guys how to lay down the bottom track, how to cut it, also how to lay the top track up, also how to cut it, and how they mirror each other. So that's a demonstration of I do. Now I want us to do, which is we do. And after that, guys, I'm going to make sure that you guys can do this on your own. I'm going to be here every step of the way for guidance, everything. So at this point, let's get started.